I just want to share on the topic we read in the beginning regarding deliverance from danger and death, and maybe we know from what we read how God worked and saved True Father from hangman prison, and many things, True Father went through that were death, confronting death at the face, and we can see how close God was. We know, all of us, how close God was with True Father, and how even True Father himself testifies, even by day and day, like he counts the days of hangman prison, how on October 12th there were 70 prisoners. With their numbers, they were taken and executed, but Father knew, God was revealing to him what is going to happen, and he gives a detail on October 13th. He looked outside and saw everything had changed, because God was getting close. God was active, helping this and changing this situation. And again, on October 14th, they were free because their prisoners had left, and then they left. And then True Father asked all the remaining prisoners to stay in a certain radius around him, and that way they are protected. So, and we know many other instances of Peter, of Silas. We were reading how they were imprisoned and how they were singing songs, and there was an earthquake, and the doors opened, and when the guards came, they wanted to kill himself with a sword, because he thought the prisoners had run away. But they said, "Oh, no, don't kill yourself. We are here." We didn't run away, because they are so sure that God protects them, and it is not even about their own swords, and they are guarding that protects them. So it is the purpose of their life that is important for God, and when we understand this ourselves, then we are sure and we know that God is always around us to give us deliverance from danger and death. And the other topic we were also reading on the same was help in times of trouble. This happens, you meet incidences in your place of work, and you see people creating vendettas and doing things, and jealous, and they don't want you who is honest and works diligently. They feel threatened by your diligence, and they want to bring your downfall and remove you, because they are the opposite. So we know Satan uses those jealousness to try to displace the children of God's good works, so that there is no good works, and we can always lament, and there is no goodness. So all these are instances all of us experience, and I wanted to share one life and death instance. One day we were preparing for blessing in 1995 in Kenya. The mass blessings we were doing to bless, but we had a specific workshop we were doing my hometown with my brothers and my sister. My brother and my sister were the center leaders in this town, and I was coming to do a lecture on a Saturday. I worked Monday to Friday, and I went to the station to take the fastest vehicles to go to to my town, my hometown, so that I would begin to do the lectures there. And this is internal guidance for people that were to go for the blessing maybe in a month's time. So it happened, I had done 7 days fasting, and I was going to finish that night. The 7 days fasting. Now when I went to the vehicles, I was the first person that sat. There was no one. I was the first person to get my ticket, and then we sat there waiting for the car, this vehicle to fill up with other people and take all the spaces and fill it up, and then we drive it like 100 miles from Nairobi to Nakuru, the city where we had the workshop. And I sat there and waited, and people came, and I felt, because I sat there for a long time, it was hot, I felt to go to a small kiosk or shop to buy water. And by the time I came back, I found the people that were the assistants who helped to cut the tickets. They saw some two people that were going together, and they were really like pleading, oh, they're in a hurry, they need to go very fast, and if they take these two spaces, the vehicle will fill up, but someone has to remain, because there were only 2 seats. But because I had stepped out, my seat was like empty. But they came, and these assistants told them to just sit there. You take that seat. We don't know where he's gone. And I had told them, let me get a bottle of water. I'm coming. They placed them, and they put the other one space left, and they were ready to leave. When I came, I'm finding the driver is in the car, starting the car, and they are leaving me. Then I said, no, I was the first person here, and I'm also going where I'm going. It is also very urgent. I need to go now. I've sat and see everybody fill up. Everybody here knows I was the first person. Why do you leave me? Then they brushed me off and said, no, when these two go, we are not going to wait anymore. We want to go right now. The driver is ready. So the driver just drove off and left me there. So I started another fresh car. But because of my condition, I said to God, I don't want to bring bad give and take with people, because Satan wants to defile my condition, and because I'm going to give internal guidance to people, I don't want to go with this heaviness of this incident. So I say, okay, God, I will not fight it no more. I accept to take the next vehicle, and God will take responsibility for the workshop where I was going and the time that I needed to be there. And I let it go. I just raised my hands and said, okay. After we took our vehicle filled, it took another maybe 40 minutes to fill up this car, the next car, and we started driving, and it takes like 2 hours to drive these 100 miles. When we went somewhere like 40 miles from my city, we found the car that I didn't go with. It had had a very serious accident. The seat where I was seated was with the body still there. They were trying to cut the metals to get that body out because others were thrown off and there were like very bad casualties and many deaths. If there is anyone who survived, I don't know. It was a very, very deadly car accident. So when I saw this car and I'm now driving past it, there were police, we had met with an ambulance rushing, I think with some bodies that needed help. They were being rushed to hospital. When we saw it is this car, how badly it is crashed, and I could see my seat where I was seated, I cried. I cried tears from there on until I arrived. I couldn't hold myself to see God's grace on me to save me. And also how terrible it was to see the sight of all those innocent people. And this driver who was so arrogant, I don't know his fate either. But I know this is how Satan acts. But God saved me because He knew my purpose. Like true Father says, the verse we are reading here, he said, it would become a cosmic loss to God if someone like me, who was fulfilling a mission for restoration, were taken to spirit world. For this reason, God wanted to protect me at all costs. Indeed, He was obliged to do so. This is a speech of October 13th, 1970. So, I have this one testimony, and there are many more, but this is the most vivid, very near-death situation of my testimony. And when I remember it, I still want to praise and be grateful to God for saving my life that day. That's what I would like to share this day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend Ezra. So, is there anyone else who wants to share about reversal and restoration? So we ended up. Yes, Reverend.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that what Brother Ezra just shared was profound, and it was just evident that what has been read is reality. But just listening to that story, I just wanted to say it was profound in nature. And also in what he was saying, attitude makes such a difference to he decided that he wasn't, because he had something else to do for the sake of it, because he didn't want to see story him because he got angry. Maybe if he would have pushed the wrong way, he would have got on. You never know. But he did that, made that condition. We were talking about conditions the other day. What conditions are. And so I just wanted to share that. That's a very profound story. It should be shared. Again, publicly.
Thank you, Reverend
Yes,
Oliver.
thank
sir.
you, Reverend Oliver.
So anybody else? So if there's none, let's all rise and have unison prayer. Our most beloved Heavenly Parents, we're so thankful for this meeting today, reversal and restoration. We pray that now, in the age of Chongalguk, the people who are living better are now declining, and all the blessed members, as we can see, are now
Thank you for
going
the
on.
provision of
We pray that we can always share this fortune to others, and we pray also that we can share the blessing that we have received from God and our true parents. We pray that you use us always as your instruments, our heavenly parents. We can really be your voice box, your eyes, your ears, our hands, our feet, everything in us, our heavenly parents. Please use this, and we pray that we can always naturally attract people who are seeking the light, and then we can educate them and bring them to your presence. We pray that coming weekend, we come before the weekend. We pray that we can
getting better,
bring
better,
in
because of
more people for
Saturday,
Saturday
which is liberating our ancestors.
one-day workshop, and Sunday too. There's a picnic here for my nation. I pray that they can reach out to all these people that have prepared already, and can invite them to the lectures in this church. We pray for each other's success. We pray for the protection and the success of all the blessed families here in Washington, D.C. and all over the world. And we pray for healing, and we pray that we can really overcome many obstacles that we are facing right now. And we pray all this in all our names, in my name, Athanasius Francis, Catalan, blessed simple family, our Jew, our Jew. Uri estonen tron, numeros sonen tron, imos sombachos tron, Good morning. Have a nice Tuesday. It will be hot and humid today. So expect thunderstorms too, as we heard from last night. Have a great and wonderful day.